WBS, Work Breakdown Structure. The WBS ensures clear definition and communication of project scope, while at the same time it performs a critical role as a monitoring and controlling tool. The monitoring and controlling tool. The WBS supports a variety of other project management processes, providing a baseline for planning, estimating, scheduling. We explain how the WBS is first developed, then applied and continually referenced throughout the life of a project. History. Work breakdown structures were first used by the U.S. Department of Defense for the development of missile systems as far back as the mid-1960s, and they have been a fundamental component of the project management lexicon for nearly as long. The concept of the WBS and the practices around its use were initially developed by the U.S. Department of Defense and National Aeronautics and Space Administration (NASA) for the purpose of planning and controlling large acquisition projects whose objective was development and delivery of weapons or space systems. These projects often involved many industrial contractors, each with responsibility for separate components of the system, and were managed by a central administrative office, either within a governmental agency or within one of the contracting firms which served as prime contractor. The WBS was used to ensure that the total project is fully planned and that all derivative plans contribute directly to the desired objectives. Definition. Work breakdown structure defined as a deliverable-oriented hierarchical decomposition of the work to be done by the project team to accomplish the project objectives and create the required deliverables. It organizes and defines the total scope of the project. Each descending level represents an increasingly detailed definition of the project work. The WBS is decomposed into work packages. Work packages are defined in two different ways. First is the lowest level in the WBS. Second is the point at which the cost and schedule can be reliably estimated. The level of detail for work packages will vary with the size and complexity of the project. The deliverable orientation of the hierarchy includes both internal and external deliverables. A poorly constructed WBS can result in negative project outcomes, including ongoing, repeated project replans and extensions, unclear work assignments for project participants, scope creep, and its sister, unmanageable, frequently changing scope, as well as budget overruns, missed deadlines, and ultimately unusable new products or delivered features that do not satisfy the customer nor the objectives for which the project was initiated. 100% Rule, Hagen, 2002, is one of the most important principles guiding the development, decomposition, and evaluation of the WBS. This rule states that the WBS includes 100% of the work defined by the project scope and, by doing so, captures all deliverables, internal, external and interim, in terms of work to be completed, including project management. The rule applies at all levels within the hierarchy. The sum of the work at the child level must equal 100% of the work represented by the parent. The WBS should not include any work that falls outside the actual scope of the project. That is, it cannot include more than 100% of the work. Applying WBS attributes and concepts. Core attributes. First, goal-oriented, not task-oriented. Applying WBS attributes and concepts. Core attributes. First is deliverable-oriented, not task-oriented. Second is hierarchical and constructed in such a manner that each level of decomposition includes 100% of the work of its parent element, and each parent element has at least two child elements. Third defines the full scope of the project and includes all project-related work elements, including all internal, external and interim deliverables. includes only those elements to be delivered by the project. Fourth, uses nouns and adjectives to describe the deliverables, not verbs. Fifth, employs a coding scheme that clearly depicts the hierarchical nature of the project. Sixth, contains at least 2 levels of decomposition. Seventh, is created by those performing the work with technical input from knowledgeable subject matter experts and other project stakeholders. Eighth, includes a WBS dictionary that describes and defines the boundaries of the WBS elements. Ninth, contains work packages that clearly support the identification of the tasks, activities and milestones that must be performed in order to deliver the work package. 10th, communicates the project scope to all stakeholders. 11th, is updated in accordance with project change management procedures. Remember, the WBS should absolutely not contain any element or deliverable that is not included in the project's scope. Many projects often rely on the old saying, if it's not in the WBS, it's not in scope. This is as true today as it ever was. And remember also that the needs of one project differ greatly from the needs of the next.